This is an exciting time for Univera, an exciting time for you to be here. I want to thank you for all coming down or up, depending on your location. I want to welcome you to Univera. I'm just here to kind of set the foundation for exactly what we're going to discuss from the science side today. It's important that we get a good sense of who we are, where we're going, and how we're getting there. If you're thinking of joining Univera, you've got to have some questions about the long-term benefits of the products and the long-term prospects for your business. This is not a easy come, easy go, get rich quick, instant results, panacea, magic bullet kind of program. This is a program in which you understand what's going on in your body, how you can improve your health in very profound ways, and that all starts with an understanding of renewal. It starts with the understanding, first of all, that you're not who you think you are. You woke up this morning, you looked in the mirror, and you thought you were the same person that went to bed, but you're not. You're different by about 300 billion cells. That means that every day you're replacing about 300 billion cells, which is a tremendous potential for what? Renewal. In other words, if you can replace those 300 billion cells with cells that are healthier, stronger, more vibrant than the cells that they're replacing, you will experience something called renewal or regeneration. If you don't, with the passage of time, because of what happens in the aging process, you will experience something remarkably different called degeneration. The wonderful thing now is that this is pretty much of a choice. You can choose to build healthy cells day by day, or you can choose to do nothing and then basically follow in the footsteps of your parents and your grandparents. Now, in my case, that was not a pretty picture. I don't have good genes. By the time I got really enthusiastic about this number, I was about 40 years old. My father was already dead. My mother was not in good health. I had obesity on both sides of the family. I realized I couldn't rely on good genes to move into the next phase of my life. I needed to do something, and that was create 300 billion healthy, strong cells. I'm much healthier today than I was at age 40, and I'll be 60 in about a month. So the idea that you can actually improve in terms of coordination, balance, learning, blood chemistry, muscle mass, immunity, all of those things. My blood pressure went from high to, on a bad day, 90/60. My cholesterol went from 214 and rising every year to 170 and steady for decades. Now, how did I do that? I learned about renewal. Now, specifically what I mean is the relationship between the damage that you experience and accumulate and your ability to repair that damage. If you think of that as a seesaw, when you were young, your ability to repair and rebuild was extremely high. The damage that you accumulated was very little because you were young, you were a kid. I mean, we all know what that looks like and feels like. Look at your kids, your grandkids. You'll see how fast they recover from illness and injury. It's remarkable. And yet slowly, as you age, the seesaw begins to tip. Your ability to repair starts to decline, and the damage that you experience starts to increase or accumulate. Now, at a certain point, the seesaw is about level. That means that damage and repair are about equal. That's a pretty precarious situation, and for most people that's about age 30. Now, if you're past age 30, you might remember what 30 felt like. Aging wasn't so bad, was it? But it wasn't so good either. You had this uneasy feeling that things weren't going to get a whole lot better, remember? And then came 40, and then came 50. 50. That's a very interesting point. For most people, they wake up on their 50th birthday and they realize that about half of their life is over, and the half that's over was the fun part. So this becomes really important for someone who's past the big 50. Now, the big 60, wow. And of course, for most people, if they don't do anything, the degenerative forces of aging end at about 77.2. End of game. Thank you for playing. Now, I don't know about you. I have a feeling, since you're in this room watching me, that you're interested in things after the 77.2, which is the average life expectancy here in North America. So if you've got plans and dreams to fulfill after age 77, and I sure do, then you're in the right place at the right time. Why? because we're going to talk to you today about tipping the seesaw in your favor, tipping the seesaw the other way. That is, reducing damage and improving, supporting, driving repair. And in doing so, you literally alter the aging process. You can't reverse aging. The Earth is going to go around the sun, and every time that happens, we're all 1 year older. The question is, what is the consequence of that passage of time? You see, for me, it's just another candle on the cake. For other people, it's catastrophic. I mean, so you have to understand, and look around, you'll see how different people age. Well, they age at different rates because of this relationship between damage and repair. We've learned how to improve repair reliably in double-blind, placebo-controlled human clinical trials. I know that you can dramatically improve repair. And I know, because of double-blind, randomized human clinical trials, you can dramatically reduce damage. And when you do that, everything changes. So the interesting thing is there's one product, which of course is our lead product, which is our lead product. Why? Ageless Extra is our lead because it works on both sides of the seesaw. There are ingredients in Ageless Extra that improve repair. Now, this is done by helping the body to create more energy at the cell level. We're not talking about energy from stimulants. We're not talking about a kick in the pants. We're talking about energy that you experience fairly gradually, which comes from the bioenergetic nutrients, which are enhancing energy production at the cell level: alpha-ketogluteric acid, B3, B6 as pyridoxal 5-phosphate. These are elements that improve energy production at the cell level. Cordyceps sinensis, another bioenergetic nutrient. Rhodiola, another bioenergetic. So we spend a lot of effort in Ageless Extra to drive and improve energy. Remember, repair is energy intensive. The more energy you have, the more repair you are capable of. And that relationship is critically important too. Why? Because as we age, if you don't do anything, you produce less energy every year. If you pay attention and use our products, you can generate more energy. And again, that is not my theory. That has been shown to be true. Now, if you look at this seesaw, what about the damage side of the seesaw? Well, there, of course, you've got a number of forces. Oxidative stress, right? The damaging activity of free radicals, very serious. And most of you know about that. And you know that free radicals are neutralized by what? Antioxidants. So we loaded the product with antioxidants because now, right now, that little mini 3.3 ounce bottle has an ORAC score of about 4,500 per mini. So that's astounding. So again, you're driving down on damage and you're pushing up on repair. Now, also on the damage side is something called inflammation. Now, that's very serious. If you remember the Time magazine cover story about 1.5 years ago, it said inflammation, the silent killer. All of this, they said, was the silent force that was damaging your body and accelerating the aging process. What I'm saying is that we have compounds that we have carefully researched that address those issues. They address them in a very direct way so that in a randomized, double-blind, gold standard, placebo-controlled human clinical trial, we were able to show dramatic improvements in joint comfort, mobility, and range of motion. Now, that's critically important that you understand that there isn't another company on earth that has the efficacy of Protectin. I'm going to take you down to our natural product library to show you where Protectin came from, how it was developed, and how important it is for your health. In what arena? Driving down the damaged side of your seesaw, tipping the seesaw in your favor, and experiencing aging in a whole new way, and one that I think you're going to like a lot.